So today we're going to dive into foods and we're going to talk about one of the biggest struggles that most people have, and that... What the? This thing keeps dripping. So today I guess we're going to have to fix that. And then we're going to dive into the foods. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a little trip and I'm going to pick up some stuff to show you exactly what I want to talk about with today's foods. Alright, let's get this fixed. Now this thing is frustrating, and I think what the problem is we use it so much, it gets off and on, that it wears that gasket out. And we're always using hot water, obviously, because we gotta use it for sanitary purposes of our sinks. So let's dive into fixing this first, and then we're gonna dive into how making small changes in your nutrition can make really big results. So after putting the new gasket in there, apparently it still doesn't work. So here's what the issue is I found out. If you look right down inside there, there's a ring in there. And that ring on the outer side, right over here inside there, is actually starting to corrode a little bit right there, if you guys can see that. And what's happening is it's letting water through, which keeps it dripping. So it's time to just order a new faucet. Okay, even though fixing this thing was a bust, let's fix your nutrition. So today we're going to talk about calories. And the one thing that you know about calories is not all calories are created equal. Matter of fact, I have two yogurts right here that I picked up today at Hy-Vee. One is going to be really good and one is not so good. Now, there's a few things in this one that makes this not so good. But what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the most basic foundation as we take baby steps in this journey and talk about what you need to know. Since the nutritional facts are really tiny in this thing and it's hard to read, I put them on the board here side by side so we get a better comparison. All right, so that being said, Yoplait yogurt has 2 grams of fat, 27 grams of carbs, 6 grams of protein. Those things make up your calories. If you don't understand where those come from, let me break this down very simple for you. Every gram of fat has 9 calories, every gram of carbs has 4, every gram of protein has 4. If we take this 9 and times it by the 2, we have 18 calories. That means out of the 150 calories, 18 of that is coming from fats. If we take 27 and we times it by 4, those calories means that out of 150, those numbers are coming from that. So now that we understand where they come from, let's talk about the difference between these two. If you're focused on calories, here's where the worst thing could possibly happen to you because you're focused on calories, which can make you end up gaining more weight if that was the case. Let's say your goal was 200 calories per meal. So in this case, we have 150. So you think, well, I need to get more in there, and eating this yogurt is just not a lot. So I'm going to have an apple with it. Apples are good, right? Well, kind of. See, here's where it becomes bad in this situation. Even though an apple's healthy, if we were to take an apple and let's say it had 50 calories in it, and we take the 20 grams of, say, carbohydrates that's in an apple, and we add it to this, now instead of 27 grams of carbohydrates, we have almost 50 grams of carbohydrates. Probably way too much for your body, and maybe your body can't break that down, and therefore now you're going to gain more body fat, right? So in this situation, it's not doing very good. But what if we can eat a better source that has almost identical calories, but the nutrients, where they come from, is way different, the composition. So instead of 27 grams of carbs, it only has 8. And only instead of 6 grams of protein, it has 20. So let's say we add the apple back to this one now and look at the difference. Well, instead of 8 grams of carbohydrates, we're going to have a total of 28. If there's 20 coming from the apple, that's more feasible, right? Our body could probably break that down a lot easier. And if you look at it, 28 grams of carbs, it's almost close to where the Yoplait was. Not counting the sugars and everything else that's in this that's not so good for you. We'll go into that different lesson. See, counting calories can be a not so good thing if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. And if that doesn't make any sense, Just think about this. If your goal is to have 200 calories per meal to reach your daily intake of calories, and you go to the gas station and buy a Snickers bar and it's 200 calories, would you eat 6 of those a day if it reached your calories and that's okay? No, you can't eat that because there's nothing good about that. The sugars and everything else is going to make you end up gaining weight because of that, right? See, calories are not the source that we're looking for. We got looking for a better mixture of nutrients. We got to have good sources of protein in our diet. And if you look at this right here, this one already has 20 grams of protein in this yogurt, where this one only has 6. So we now got to find a way to add more protein to this Yoplait yogurt if that's the case. If we can get a well-rounded mixture of nutrients, protein, carbs, and fat to make up our actual caloric value of that food, that's going to be a better source for us. Or even if we took a couple different foods and found the right macronutrients of protein, carbs, and fat, that when we mix it with another food together, for example, doing this Oikos Pro with an apple, we get a better mixture of nutrients now, right? We're going to have 3 grams of fat, we're going to have 28 grams of carbohydrates with the apple, and then we're going to have 20 grams of protein. That's a way better mixture than having 50-some grams of carbohydrates with the Yoplait and the apple together. Calories are not the thing you should be focused on. When we move forward to these steps, we're going to break down protein, carbs, and fat more in depth, and then we'll start to get an idea of where you should roughly be at and how much should be taken in, that kind of stuff, because that's what matters. At the end of the day, I don't count calories. Matter of fact, what I do is I make sure I focus on hitting my goals of protein, carbs, and fat by the end of the day. So if I need to have, say, 170 grams of protein, then I make sure I reach that goal at the end of the day. I don't care about the calories. Yeah, over time, these numbers I need to reach are going to make up my calories, but that's not my focus. My focus is to make sure I'm reaching each of these categories with the amount of grams that I need per day to make sure I reach my goals. That's going to help me support my muscle mass, rebuild skin, rebuild my hair, help me lose weight, speed up metabolism, that kind of stuff. If I'm just focused simply on calories, I'm eating Snickers bars, I'm never going to get the results. Matter of fact, I'm going to end up gaining more of this and not have so much of this precious red stuff here, which is your muscle mass.